Hey guys, welcome back to Study Bites. I hope you're having an awesome school holidays, you're getting some much needed R&R, but also making sure that you're doing some fun things as well. Maybe, who knows, it might be the final day of school holidays and you're trying to get all your holiday homework done in time and you're stressing about it and you're looking for a good way to cram. This is most definitely not a technique for cramming necessarily, but it will help you to get that information in faster and retain it for longer as well. And one of the fringe benefits is also that it's going to help you work off those extra Easter eggs. So let's hop right to it. Get it? Get it? Okay then. Now today's technique is a little something that I like to call the rig and remember. And essentially we are going to be associating key dates in the lead up to World War II with exercises in a workout program. Now bear with me, this is going to work. Now guys, please note that my history knowledge is very, very limited at best. I only took history as a Year 7 student. It's definitely not my favourite subject. I'm not really comfortable with it, but I thought, hey, why not? Let's learn something new, step outside my learning comfort zone here, and show you guys how you can apply this type of technique to lots and lots of different subjects and lots of different content. So sorry to all the history fanatics out there if I make a mistake, but hopefully the technique still stands. And I just want to prove to you guys that this technique can really work for lots and lots of different subjects. So without any further ado, let's turn this study video into a workout video and really get into the zone with our activewear. Activewear, 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 activewear. So the very first thing you're going to do here, guys, is you're going to arrange your content in a chronological order. Now for me, this is super easy because I have history dates, so they're already naturally in order of sequence. But for instance, if you're learning a process, like last week we were learning the process of mitosis, you want to make sure that those stages are all in order first. Now step 2 is really going to get you thinking, okay? And what you're going to be doing is you're going to try and find an exercise that sort of relates to the content you're learning at each step, if that makes sense. So using my example of my history dates here, my very first date, the 30th of January, is when Hitler threatens the Jews at Reichstag, okay? Now I just chose an ordinary plank with an arm extension, right? And all I did was I modified it slightly so that I was pointing and kind of looking really angrily, so that in my mind I was like threatening people or threatening the Jews, right? So that was the sort of association that I made. Now to remember the date, I also had to make sure that, I could somehow remember that number. So I decided I was going to do 30 seconds and just one set, so 30th of the 1st. So that's how I remembered that date. So the next significant event here that happened was that the Nazis took over the Czech Republic. So I rolled down into my plank position, I took my Czech Republic dumbbells, rolled myself back up again, and they made me stronger. And so I did 15 sets of those and 3 rounds each because it happened on the 15th of March. Next, what happened was that the Spanish Civil War ended. Now, I just picked up my dumbbells here and I did some Spanish sort of dancey arms to represent Spain, and I did those for 28 seconds, 3 rounds each. Then what happened was the Nazis signed this Pact of Steel. Now steel to me really represents a really heavy weight, so I did some heavy weighted squats and I did them with 22 kilograms and I did 5 reps. So it was the 22nd of May. So next what happened was that the Nazis and the Soviets signed this pact, and so I would do my little wall sit here pretending like I was sitting at a desk and signing away on this pact, and I did that for 23 seconds, 8 rounds each because it was the 23rd of August. Now, then what happened was that Britain and Poland signed this mutual assistance treaty. So I thought, right, mutual assistance treaty, I'm gonna need a partner here. So Ellen very, very kindly jumped in at 4 a.m. in the morning and did some partner sit-ups with me. And we did 25 seconds, 8 rounds each because it was the 25th of August. Now then what happened was the British fleet mobilised and civilians started to evacuate from London. So I thought, right, fleet mobilises, that sounds like feet mobilises, so I'm going to do some ankle feet mobilising exercises here and then do sprints, because I don't know about you guys, but if there's a war going on and I was evacuating, I feel like I'd be running pretty fast. So I did 31 seconds of sprinting and 8 seconds of feet mobilising, because it was the 31st of August. And then finally what happened here was the Nazis invaded Poland. And so I did some Spider-Man invading push-up things, and I did one set of those, 9 reps each, because it happened on the 1st of September. So step 3 here, guys, is to practice this workout, okay? Maybe you've got a bit of a lead up to an exam or something that you're trying to learn this content for. That way you can do your workout maybe 2 times a week, and definitely by exam time you'll have it down. Now you're definitely going to get that rigged, because I think some of the dates that I had going for me, like with 8 rounds each, it's going to be very, very exhausting, but you're 100% going to retain that content for longer. Now I'm a really kinesthetic learner. I always sort of tend to remember my workouts and how many sets and reps and things I've done. And so what I did was I sort of paired that strength with a weakness of mine, which would be, you know, sitting at a desk trying to rote learn these dates. So that's what's helped me to remember this content. But don't forget that, you know, if you're not keen on the gym, you can associate this with any sort of type of, you know, physical activity or whatever you want really. You know, say you're really into performing arts, you could even create a dance move for each one of these dates, and then, you know, sequence those dance moves into an entire dance if you wanted to. It's a very adaptable technique, but the most important thing is that it works for you. So that's it from me, guys. It's definitely the most tiring workout and video I've filmed for you so far. I hope that you're one step closer to getting your rig and also one step closer to remembering your content. If you want any extra study tips and hints, make sure that you visit our Facebook and Instagram pages in the link above, and don't forget to like and subscribe as well. We'll see you next week for next week's Study Bite.